Shalom Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High God for the reading and the understanding of His Word. And yes, family, I got my voice back. I got the voice back. And of course, y'all already know. Oh my goodness, y'all know I cannot go without saying this. I want to wish every king, every queen, every prince, and every princess, I want to wish you a wonderful, magnificent Sabbath. And once again, thank you for bringing this in with your brother this week. And family. I just got to say again, I love y'all. I really, really do. And I am so looking forward to the Royal Gathering Part 2. I'm looking forward to it. I really, really am. And once again, that was such a beautiful experience. And I want to thank everybody that showed up, everybody that supported it. Thank you so much. Family. Oh my goodness. The subject matter tonight, relationships. Now, I already know so many of you are going to be thinking I'm going to be going off on the brothers or I'm going to be going off on the sisters. Absolutely not. After tonight, after this lesson right here, you're going to have a much different understanding for what a relationship truly is. You're going to have to know who's involved in this relationship. There are things, and we're going to keep this very kindergarten easy. And we have to. But before we jump into the scriptures, there are some things that I do want to break down first, okay? So let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask you a very serious question. When was the last time you actually looked up the term relationship in the dictionary? Some of you may never have looked it up before. Some people, they just go based off of what people have always told them. They go based off of tradition, what they've been taught. But sometimes it takes some very investigative work for you to get in so that you can have a full understanding of what this truly means, right? So the first thing I want to do, I want to give you the definition of relationship. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Like I said, we're not ready to jump into the scriptures just yet. But I want you to know that. I want you to know the definition of relationship. So here it goes. I'm going to bring it out to you. Watch this. Relationship, noun. The way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. So there's an operative word in that definition right there. And you know what it is? It's a connection. Connected. So, of course, you already know it doesn't stop there. So now we have to go and find out what the term connection means. So let's go ahead and get that. Oh, I'm telling you, we're going to go into this one tonight. We are. I'm telling you, I want to do my best to change your perspective of what you truly thought it was, right? Here it is. The definition of connection. Please pay close attention. A relationship in which a person, thing, or idea is linked or associated with something else. Linked. There has to be a link in a relationship. I'm going to read this one more time just in case you did not get it. A relationship in which a person, thing, or idea is linked or associated with something else. I'm not sure if y'all really grabbed that one yet. But when it comes to a relationship, right? How do we think? Let's think about this here traditionally. And of course, the type of relationship, where a man and a woman gets together, right? What do you have? You have the man who usually scouts the woman, and he has lust in his eyes. She has lust in her loins. And two people think they can come together with just that, with that being the basis and create a relationship? Absolutely not. You see, that's what we've always been taught. But tonight here, you're going to see exactly what a relationship is all about. So now at this time, please, family, open your Bibles to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha. And I want to go to 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 14. Now, for those of you that walk with me in this truth, y'all already know I was going to go there. But that's going to be the foundation of what it takes to have a relationship, okay? Now, a relationship is not only a romantic relationship. This isn't anything that you do. Let me make that clear. In anything that you do, a relationship has to have this foundation with you being God's child, with you being an Israelite, okay? Here it is, 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 14. Many of you already know it, but I'm going to bring it out for those who don't. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? Now, King Marcus has talked, me and his brother have talked about this here all week and last week. Be ye not unequally yoked together, unequally yoked with unbelievers. If you have a so-called husband, wife, because remember, the Most High does not recognize boyfriend and girlfriend, okay? That doesn't happen. If you have a husband or wife that is not a believer, that is not in this truth, you are not to be with that person. Hands down, bottom line. That's a commandment. If you are trying to do business or just have some sort of relationship with an unbeliever, you are out of order and you are in sin. That's the bottom line, family. That's the bottom line. You can't do it. And if you do, whatever consequences come with that is on you, because the Father told you that you can't do it. You cannot do it. That is the basis of a relationship there. So if you're walking in the truth, that means you're following the Father. You're following his commandments. And then for you to go and drag somebody along, or somebody actually drag you down, then all that consequence falls on you, because the Father gave you the commandment that we are not to be in relationships, whether it be romantic, business, casual, whatever. We are not to be with those individuals. Does that make sense? All right, let's go ahead and move on. So now we're going to go ahead and get all the way down to Ecclesiasticus chapter 25. Oh yeah, baby. We are going to the Apocrypha, and you're going to see why the Christian church, you're going to see why they actually removed this out of the Bible. Morons, idiots, wickedness. And we're going to read all of this. We're going to read this, and we're also going to read chapter 26 as well. As y'all already know, no cherry picking. We go in, we read. You see, here we learn. We're King Porter, King Marcus, King Yada, Queen Tanya. We come right out these scriptures and we learn. We don't care what their opinions are, all right? So, Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 1. In 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before God and men. The unity of brethren. The unity of brethren. Now, of course, as you see, this is before the Most High. So you see, that's the basis of the relationship. The love of neighbors, a man and a wife that agree together. Now, these are the things that this man loves here. Did y'all see that last one? A man and a wife that agree together. All right. Verse 2. 3 sorts of men my soul hateth. 3 type of men that my soul hate. And I am greatly offended at their life. Yo, you see, he said, I am offended. He said, I am insulted by the fact that they are even alive. You see how our brothers talk? A poor man that is proud, a rich man that is a liar, and an old adulterer that doubteth. You see how our brother said, yo, these are, oh, I'm going to begin here. These are the type of men that I hate, that my soul just can't deal with. Those three types right there. So I'm going to ask you a very serious question right now. Are those the type of people that you want a relationship with? Let's go over those one more time. A poor man that is proud. You know, a nigga that don't got nothing but always up in your face. This is the type of man who does not take care of his children. You know what I'm saying? He don't have a job, have nothing. But yet, he found that one weak woman that's driving her car. She's buying him clothes, giving him money. But yet, he walk around proud like he did something. How many of those do you know? Don't lie either. Don't lie to me. Don't you lie to me. How many of them do you know? I know a lot. Let's look at the next one. A rich man that is a liar. And an old adulterer, or old nigga, an old head. This is male and female. An old adulterer. Now I know y'all see them. I don't even want to call them brothers and sisters. Y'all see them wicked, those wicked people out there. Wicked Israelites. And they are old. I mean, the type that wear jeans with church shoes type. Them. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying y'all know where I'm going with that. But you seen them know. And they out there still trying to grab up these little young girls and these little young guys. I know you've seen it. Verse 3. If thou hast gathered nothing in thy youth, how canst thou find anything in thine age? So if you didn't do anything in your younger age, how the hell are you going to do anything in your older age? You didn't learn anything. Your life was wasted. Verse 4. Oh, how comely a thing is judgment for gray hairs, and for ancient men to know counsel. You know what comely means? It means beautiful. How beautiful it is for those of us that are getting these grays in our hair. You can see y'all can see that. When I started out, my hair was not gray. And our brothers that's also teaching hair, gray. The gray is a crown of knowledge. Let's continue. Verse 6. Much experience is the crown of old men, and the fear of God is their glory. The fear of God is the glory of an older man. I'll take for a younger man too. And the fear of God means to keep the commandments. To keep the commandments is glorious, family. Glorious. Regardless of what anyone tells you. That's why when it comes to that idiotic, moronic, stupid Christian church, and that idiotic pastor tells you don't got to keep them commandments. He's rebellious and a devil, according to the scriptures. Okay? Verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. That is a joy. Do y'all see that? Did you hear what that just said? For one, a man to see his children, to grow. Because remember what the scriptures tell us, to raise a child up in the way that they should go. And if they happen to stray away from it, they're going to come back. It's all about what you do. It's all about your work. It's all about the work that you put into your children. Remember the story of the prodigal son. And then, look at that other one right here. I'm going to read that one more time. and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. So for us, right now, in this present time, as we are watching as Esau's empire fall, how lucky are we? How blessed are we to actually see that happening right in front of our eyes? All praises to the Most High. We have no idea how lucky we are. Verse 8. Well is him that dwelleth with a wife of understanding, and that have not slipped with his tongue, and that have not served a man more unworthy than himself. That's deep. That's deep. I'm going to read it again. Well is him that dwelleth with a wife of understanding. If you don't understand that, a wife, a queen that understands who the Most High is, understands who her husband is, and most importantly, understand who she is. And I say most importantly because if you don't know who you are, you're lost. That queen knows, hey, you know what? I'm a queen. And I know I cannot reign without a king. And if my king is following the commandments of the Most High, then rulership right here is for me. The brother that has that queen, you better make sure you take care of that gem. We'll get more into that later. All right, verse 9. Well is him that hath found prudence, and he that speaketh in the ears of them that will hear. Somebody out there listening to what you have to say, when you bringing these scriptures out, when you're actually doing the work. Verse 10. Oh, how great is he that findeth wisdom. Ecclesiasticus chapter 1, verse 26. I want you to go back to that. Oh, how great is he that findeth wisdom, yet is there none above him that feareth the Lord? But the love of the Lord passeth all things for illumination. He that holdeth it, whereto shall he be likened? Verse 12, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love, and faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him. Now, you sisters, I want you to understand this here. I want you to pay very close attention. Did you hear what that just said? The Father said, the fear of the Most High, that brother that is keeping the commandments, a brother that will not stray, a brother who will cut you off for even remotely thinking about breaking a commandment. That's love right there. That's love. That's real love. You understand that? That's the type of king that the Father told you that you need to prove. Not some good-looking, villainous devil. You understand that? I'm not saying that the brothers that keep the commandments are ugly. I'm not saying that. But y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm trying to keep it PG. I'm trying my best here to keep it PG. Okay? Work with me here. Work with me here. Sometimes you got to use your imagination. Okay, now I'm gonna read the rest, verse 12. And faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him. Do y'all understand that? When the Father says, have faith. Have faith, son. Have faith, daughter. I got you. Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about bills. Don't worry about any of that. I'm the person that's responsible for all that. All you got to do is put your trust in me and I got you. All you got to do is keep the commandments and I got you. He makes it so simple for us. Verse 13. Listen to this. Yeah, listen to this. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Uh-oh, here we go. This is where some of y'all gonna start trying to tune out. But I'm telling you right now, you better tune in. You better tune into this. This brother said, give me any plague of wickedness. But oh, Lord, please, Lord, do not give me the plague of a wicked woman. Oh, Lord, please don't do that. Please don't do that. And I'm going to break this down to where you sisters are going to fully understand why the scriptures are so adamant and why they come at you in the way that they're supposed to. I'm going to break it down. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, queens. Don't you worry, princesses. You need to know this. All right? Everything is not peaches and cream. All right? Everything is not rainbows and teddy bears. Sometimes it takes some hard-hitting facts to get you to where you belong. Do you want to remain a woman of the world, or do you want to become a woman that rules the world? Which one do you want, queens? Which one do you want, princesses? Which one do you qualify for? It's all up to you. And I'm going to break this down. You see, watch. Verse 14. And any affliction, but the affliction from them that hate me, and any revenge, but the revenge of enemies. There is no head above the head of a serpent, and there is no wrath above the wrath of an enemy. Listen to this. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. Just for the sake of that feeling and sounding so good, I'm going to read it one more time. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. These are the words of the Most High. These are not my words. So if y'all want to get mad at me, you go right ahead and be mad, okay? Because you're going to stay mad. I'm telling you right now, that's what the Bible says. That's what the Bible says about our sisters. Wait a minute now. Our brothers are coming talking out like, yo, I would much rather live with a dragon than a damn lion than to be in a house with a wicked woman. Woo! And let's break that down there, sisters. Y'all already know how y'all can get. Y'all already know. Don't play with me. Y'all already know how y'all can get when something does not quite go your way, or you want to have an attitude of you being evil and you're being rebellious. Y'all already know the atmosphere that you can create in your own household. And that atmosphere is what we're going to get into later. Verse 17. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Woo! Now, queens, princesses, let's talk about this one here, please. So, here you have this beautiful woman. Now, as you saw, the scripture said that comely, you were comely, meaning beautiful. Remember, because the Father said, y'all are comely, you're beautiful, because he made us look like him. So here you have all this beauty, this wonderful. Kings, princes, back me up on this. Back me up on this. I need you tonight. I need you tonight. So here you have, right? This beautiful, this woman is, whoo, wow. Until she opened that mouth. And that's not every woman, but it's a lot of them. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm going to read that one more time. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face, and darkeneth her countenance, her overall appearance. Her overall appearance darkens, and her face changes, meaning that beauty is not there anymore. Now she's ugly. All because that mouth. All because of an evil, rebellious spirit. The Father said it's like sackcloth. Now, of course, y'all already know, if you've been walking with me in this truth, we've been over sackcloth before. You know what sackcloth is. Shame. How many of you sisters want that description on you? Think about this now. Come on now. Not my sisters. Not my sisters. No. That's not you. That's not you. Verse 18, her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. Do you queens and princesses see what's going on here? What is the common thread throughout all of this is that a wicked woman changes the atmosphere. Imagine what a righteous woman can do for the atmosphere. Oh, we're going to get into it. I'm just planting these seeds for you. And this is not all about bashing on our sisters. It's not. But at this particular moment in time with these scriptures right now, it's talking about you. Okay? Verse 19, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Oh my goodness. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Did y'all hear that? I'm being serious. I'm being so serious right now. The Father said, all wickedness does not measure up to the wickedness of a woman. So queens and princesses, as that comes out, what are you gathering from this here? What are you getting from these words? Let me help you out. Let your brother help you out. Y'all don't understand the responsibility that y'all have for our nation. You don't get it. Many of you don't get it. Y'all don't understand what you are able to create. Remember, you're gods. You understand that? You're gods. So, if you were to create an atmosphere that was so willing of the Most High, imagine what this world would be like. Imagine how it would be for Israel if you did your part. This has nothing to do with looking at the brothers like, oh, well, tell that nigga to do that. Stop. What are you going to do? See, this is where that heat starts getting turned up and our sisters start cutting away. But only the strong is going to survive this one. A real queen, a real woman is going to be able to sit and listen to this and be like, you know what? Ooh, I know my responsibility. And not only that, but I want to make sure that I am doing the will of my Father. Telling you. I'm going to read that one more time. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. You see that? There's consequences that come with that. Let the portion of a sinner. What is the payment for sin? What is guaranteed for the sinner? Death. Jury by fire. I'm just trying to tell you. Verse 20, as the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the age, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. So right here, the Father's telling you, listen, it's not always about that. It's not always about that. And I'm not telling you to go out there and go after someone that you are absolutely not attracted to. First and foremost, let me tell you something. The Father created attraction. He created it. He's the creator of all things. You understand? But what he's telling you right here is that it's not always about the looks. It's not always about that. We'll get into that. Oh, we'll get into it. Verse 22, a woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Queens, princesses, this is instruction for you. This is not a hammer down on you. This is for you to look at yourself and reevaluate. Because if you're not doing these things, if you're not doing what the Father tells you, you're dead. I can't be any more plain than that. He says you're dead, you're done, you're finished. Verse 24, of the woman came the beginning of sin. Hey, don't you get mad at me. I didn't say it. The scripture said it. What's this talking about? Adam and Eve. Specifically Eve. I'm going to read that again. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. The Father made it clear it's the woman's fault. A lot of people like to put that blame and everything on Adam like we talked about before. I said, nope, Adam was there. Adam was there, but he did not commit the act of sin. She did. She did. And Eve should be an example to all of our sisters of what not to do. The very same way with Adam is an example to all of us brothers of what not to do. Verse 25, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. That is what the Bible said. That is what the scripture said. This is why they took this out of the Bible. This is why they removed it from all the other books, because that Christian pastor will sit up there and tell you, oh, no. God hates divorce. He hates divorce. He hates it. He hates it. Let's read that one more time. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off. Cut her off. Cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. So many brothers out there right now are sitting and dealing with a wicked woman, trying to piece it together yourself. You fool. The Father said, don't play around with that. Oh, she's mad. You know what, man? Oh, I want to do everything that I can, to make her feel better. And you, the person keeping the commandments, and she's not. And you are lowering yourself. Going against the scriptures and wondering why your relationship is not working. The Father said, let her go. Get rid of that wicked woman. Now let's go over to chapter 26. Because that was the wicked woman. The wicked one. I really hope y'all learning something here tonight. If you in your feelings, oh well, you better get out of them before you get in that fire. We too close. We too close to be playing games. Now, that was the wicked woman. Now let's see about that good old blessed woman. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double. So wait a minute now. Remember, queens and princesses. Remember this. You are responsible for the environment. So you mean to tell me a virtuous woman is going to double my life? So I actually receive a benefit from a virtuous woman? Prolonged days? So now you have to sit here and really wonder why some men die so damn early. Ooh. Verse 2, a virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband. I'm going to read that again. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. Peace, family, peace. So the woman is peaceful. The wife is peaceful. And as you see here, if you're not reading in depth of what the scriptures are saying, that means if that man is in peace, that means he's treating you correctly. If that brother's in peace, a brother can't be in peace if he's being mean to you, if he's cheating on you, if he's doing those things, if he's not taking care of his household, if there's no income, there's absolutely no way in the world that man can be in peace. Whew. The queens, princesses, I'm trying to tell y'all, you have a major, major responsibility that many of you were never taught. You were never taught. You were taught the opposite. Okay? Verse 3. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Lord. You see what it's all about? It's all about keeping them commandments. It's all about that. It's all about keeping them commandments. Verse 4, whether a man be rich or poor, if he have a good heart toward the Lord, he shall at all times rejoice with cheerful countenance. Now it's getting into the brothers here. For you kings, I want you to pay attention. I want you to open them ears, because there's a lot of stubborn niggas out there. A lot. And if you are one of them, you better listen to what this is saying right here, because now it's about us. Now it's about the kings and the princes. Read this one more time. Whether a man be rich or poor, if he have a good heart toward the Lord, meaning your heart, you keeping the commandments. Here, because they both are synced together. He shall at all times rejoice with a cheerful countenance. There be 3 things that mine heart feareth, and for the 4th I was sore afraid. Listen to these things. The slander of a city, the gathering together of an unruly multitude, and a false accusation. All these are worse than death. Do you understand that? Worse than death. Worse than death. Now, this is where a lot of you queens don't understand what us kings and princes go through on a daily basis when it's our time to come home. When we're out there in that world, when we're out there battling that damn world from all enemies. First of all, from the unruly 2/3, from our enemies, Esau and all the other rest of the nations that hate us and can't stand us. And then sometimes our brothers got to go home to a wicked woman. So there's no peace for that man, any whatsoever. None. Again, do y'all see the importance? I'm going to read that last part one more time. All these are worse than death. Do y'all understand that? Y'all get that when it says it's worse than death? Meaning that if you got to live through all of this, constant torture and punishment from the world, from an unruly crowd. Verse 5. It should be verse 6. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and a scourge of the tongue which communicateth with all. An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that hold of her is as though he held a scorpion. Do y'all understand that? You already know what a yoke is, right? You know what a yoke is. It's bondage. Bondage. Like handcuffs. Let's say, for instance, handcuffs, right? And you may be in a pair of handcuffs, right? And you trying to take it and shake it and get it off. You can't. You can't release it. You can't. It's a yoke. It is designed to keep you in a position where you don't want to be. Y'all understand that? I'm going to read that one more time. An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that hold of her is as though he had held a scorpion, full of poison, venomous, and will sting you. Now, what did we read over in Ecclesiasticus chapter 25? The Father said, get rid of her. And I know that sounds so harsh to some of you because y'all are so used to psychology. Y'all are so used to the Christian pastor and whatever denomination that you come from telling you, oh, no. Wait a minute. No. You can't leave that woman. You can't leave that woman. That ain't what the Bible says. Just think about that. Verse 8, a drunken woman and a gatter. You know what gatter means? It means like depravity. Abroad causes great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. She will never be embarrassed. Never. That type of woman will never be embarrassed by the things that she does because she is already ingrained in her wickedness. That's why we see all them sisters out there with all that rah-rah, yelling and screaming and pointing her finger, her man's face and bucking up at a man and sometimes even slapping a man out in public, yelling and screaming and cursing and carrying on and everything like that. She's not shamed. She has no shame whatsoever. Don't act like those type of sisters do not exist. So if they would do that out there, imagine what they do inside the home when there's no eyes, when there's nobody watching. Kings, you were given instructions. The father said, don't put up with that. Do not put up with that. And queens, if you have a man that's like that, you are not to put up with him either. Because as 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14 told you, you are not to be unequally yoked. So it's not just about here banging on the sisters and whatnot. This is for all of us. This is for everybody. That's why we started off with 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14. This goes both ways. But remember, we're talking about relationships here because you cannot know what's good until you know what's bad. You got to see the bad. Remember, this is not Christianity. This is not sugarcoated. All right? Verse 9. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. Oh, I know that. Right there. Done broke some skulls just now. Oh, yeah. You sisters that like to pack on that makeup. You sisters that love to go ahead and put that slit in your eyes like they used to do in Egypt. Following your slave master. And the father told you right there, y'all better stop doing that. Queens, all right now. Princesses, I don't think y'all understand how beautiful some of y'all really are. Let me tell you a little secret. I'm going to tell you a secret right now. A real man loves a woman with no makeup. You know why? Because he gets to see what he wake up to every day. That's right. A real man, a king. You put all that stuff on and everything, looking like Ronald McDonald and pulling all them parts off like Mr. Potato Head, Mrs. Potato Head, and nowadays, you don't even know which one. We don't like that. At all. Just a little secret from your brother. I'm telling you. Verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. If your daughter's acting up, they gave you the instructions. Watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge she will sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. She is asking for it. The grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones. You see how the father gave the father gave both. He said, here's what happens when an evil woman does her part. And here's what happens when a righteous woman does hers. Death on one side and life on the other. You see, again, queens, princesses, I want you to understand. Kings, princes, I want you to understand. The relationship is symbiotic. There can't be one without the other. Righteousness goes with righteousness, and unrighteousness goes with unrighteousness. You'll see. Oh, you'll see. Verse 14, a silent, I'm going to read that again. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. I am going to read that one more time. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. All praises to the Most High for that scripture coming out. Silent and loving. So now let's break this down for a second, because you have a lot of sisters out there. You like to do the silent treatment, the cold shoulder. Y'all already know how y'all are. Don't play with me. Y'all know how y'all are. Your man couldn't try to talk to you now. Silent. Don't want to say nothing to him. So as you see, the Father says, silent but loving. That type of attitude is not loving at all. There was some sister right there like, well, I just won't talk to him then. Is that loving? No. Why? That's not communication. Boom! Verse 15, a shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace. A double grace. Just like we read earlier. And her continent mind cannot be valued. Did you understand that? Her continent mind cannot be valued. You can't put a price on that. You can't buy that. That's a gift from the Lord. That's a gift of the Most High. And for you brothers that have that and you disrespect it, ooh, woo, the beat down that's coming to you. The Father said, I went ahead and gave you a gift, but guess what though? You know what? I don't want to go ahead of myself. I'm gonna wait. Verse 16, as the sun, when it ariseth in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the order of her house. Do you see that? How many times have you looked at the sunset? How many times have you looked at the sunrise and said, oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. That is so gorgeous. But queens, when you do what the Father tells you to do, queen and princess, the Father says you are more beautiful than that. You queens and princesses, y'all better know your worth. You better know who the Father created you to be. You better know. All this crap out there, all of this ridiculous traditions that Esau and all the other rest of these nations have given you, you better let that go. You better let it go and do what the Father tell you to do. All that beauty and that reward is sitting there waiting for you if you are woman enough to step up to the plate and take it. Verse 17, as the clear light is upon the holy candlestick, so is the beauty of the face in ripe age. As the golden pillars are upon the sockets of silver, so are the fair feet with a constant heart. Now I was going to talk to the brothers. My son, keep the flower of thine age sound, and give not thy strength to strangers. Kings, princes, do you understand what that just said right there? Do you get it? Don't give your strength to no stranger. So for those who are not picking up on that, it means don't be running after other booty. Don't give your strength to no prostitute. Don't give your strength in your loins. Don't you give it to no damn hoe. Value your wife. If the Father gave you that gift, value her. Oh, we're going to get into it about the brothers. Don't worry. We're going to get there. Verse 20, when thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field, sow it with thine own seed, trusting in the goodness of thy stock. Know what you have. You better recognize what you have. So thy race, which thou leavest shall be magnified, having the confidence of their good descent. And harlot shall be accounted as spittle. Do you see what the Father called that? That whore, that prostitute, that woman that knows you are a married man and she still want to give you the booty. He said she is worth less than spit. Less than spit. Just like the other nations in 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 54 through 56. Come on, get the Most High his. Give the Most High his for keeping that there. He said worth less than spit. That hoe ain't worth a damn. I'm going to read that one more time. And a harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. I'm telling you, sisters better understand. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. Woo! Woo! What did that just say? A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. Oh my goodness. So when some of you are sitting there and you wondering why the hell you have this wicked woman up in your house, and some of you sisters are wondering why you got that wicked man up in your house, because the Father put the two of you together. And then those who are godly, he puts together. Some of y'all answer your own questions. You with that nigga there? You with that wicked nigga because you wicked. I'm not saying it. If you want to get mad at me, you can get mad at me all you want to. You already know that that makes me so proud when niggas get mad at me. It makes me proud. You know why? Because it means that this word has got you. That sword cut. And it makes me proud, not with pride. It makes me proud because I know that that sword cut you and that there should be a change in your life. Verse 24, a dishonest woman contemneth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. There's not a lot of that going on in the world today. It's not. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. Oh. I'm going to read that again. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. I got to ask you a question. I'm going to ask each and every last one of you a question right now. What is a female dog called? What is a female dog called? Put it in the comments. Put it in the live chat. What is a female dog called? Oh, yeah. And don't nobody like talking about this here. Nobody like this one. Oh, now it's starting to get a little bit too real now, isn't it? What is a female dog called? And I'm going to keep it PG, but you already know what it's called. Yes, our brothers used to call them that too. And there's also one of our big brothers that just happened to call a woman a dog. They don't get real like that. They don't want to talk about that. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's his mouth. Oh, Mike, I love what you do, but it's your mouth, Mike, your mouth. You know, yes, it's my mouth, yes. Yes, it is. Mike, why don't you go ahead and sugarcoat it? I can't do that. No, I can't. I won't. I'm telling y'all better stop having these people punk you out, trying to make you soft. Lighten the blow. Absolutely not, because that's not how our forefathers did it. If you get offended, then you offended. Verse 26, a woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. I'm going to read that one more time just in case you didn't pick up on that. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all on Judgment Day. When you stand in front of the Most High, when you stand in front of everybody sitting there looking at everything that's going on with you, you are going to be judged wise of all. That woman down there, that's the Most High saying, my daughter down there, she did what I told her to do. I told her to honor her husband. I told her to create an atmosphere of love within her household. That's what I told her to do. And there's so many of them down there that didn't do it, but she did. This is the one that, listen, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to praise you in front of everybody. I'm going to call my daughter wise. I'm going to call my daughter wise. But she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. You know what that's saying right there? So this one right here, she ain't nothing. Ungodly. She's nothing. Get her out of my... Pick her up. Dip her in the fire head first. Verse 27, a loud crying woman and a scold shall be sought out to drive away the enemies. There be two things that grieve my heart. There be two things that grieve my heart. And the third maketh me angry, a man of war that suffereth poverty, and men of understanding that are not set by, and one that returneth from righteousness to sin. The Lord prepareth such, and one for the sword. The Father said, you see that? All these so-called sons of mine that have come in to this truth, I gave them the prize. I showed them exactly what it was that they were going to receive, and they went right back into their sin. He said, the sword is coming for you. Verse 29, a merchant shall hardly keep himself from doing wrong, and a huckster shall not be freed from sin. Do you know what a huckster is? A huckster is a showman, a salesman with his little petty sales tactics. That's nothing more than one of these dudes coming up to one of y'all sisters trying to run game on you. Y'all know it. And for those of you that play the game, you deserve to lose. Lose everything. Your soul, your life. And y'all know better too. Y'all know better. All right. Now, I want to go to Ephesians chapter 5. Go to Ephesians chapter 5, please. I want you to go down to verse 25 real quick. Because with all that said, in that relationship building, the Father gave us the two. He gave us the examples when it comes down to a relationship, right? So now, here's what sums it up. Watch this. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. Now, some people will just read that and really not pick up the context of what that's saying. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church. So now we have to reminisce about how much Christ loved the church. First of all, who's the church? It's us Israelites. It's the body. What did Christ do with his body? He sacrificed his body for us to live. You got to be able to die for your wife. And that just, it does not just mean physical. It means that sin that's inside of you, that creeping nigga that's still in there, you got to kill that nigga for your wife. That abusive, woman looking, that womanizer, that lazy ass nigga, you gotta put him down. You gotta kill him. So many of us, we want to receive the praise and reverence of our wives, as the scriptures say, but yet we don't want to rise to what we are. Now, remember, it says that the woman is supposed to honor her husband, right? Supposed to look up. But so many of us are still down here. She ain't going to honor him down there. She want to honor you up here. So many of us missed the ball. We missed the mark with that. Now, I want you to jump down to verse 33. This is ending the chapter. Listen to what it says. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife, even as himself, and the wife see that she reverence her husband. Again, symbiotic relationship. But I want to read this part one more time. Nevertheless, meaning of all, let every one of you in particular so love his wife even as himself. That is so damn deep. Love your wife as yourself. What does that mean? Kings, we know we're not going to inflict harm on ourselves. You know we take care of us better than we take care of anybody. We make sure we look out for us. And we can be some very vain creatures. I'll tell you this right now. Men are in the mirror more than women are. I can tell you that right now. It's true. It's a very true statement. And we making sure, when we look at ourselves, that everything is so good. We making sure we tight. We make sure we good. That's how we're supposed to be treating our wives. Better than that. Better. That's true. We got work to do when it comes to that. Because we can also honor our wives as well, as we should. But remember, it has to be godly. The wicked and the wicked, you see them all the time. They're always arguing and fighting and busting each other upside the head. And you know what? I want to leave this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I want to leave her too. And you have all of that or whatnot. And that's all ungodly. That's nothing. That's nothing. Over here, though, the godly. I want to be able to look at our brothers and sisters, and I love it when I see it all the time. When I see our brothers and our sisters, when I see that husband and wife, and they reverence each other, because there's a lot of it. Believe it or not, there is. It's there. You see it. There are examples, but there's not enough, though. There's not enough examples. But we're going to change that after tonight now, aren't we? For all of you married couples, aren't you? You're going to do what these scriptures say. You're going to do what the Most High said. Why? Elevation. Elevation and illumination as we read here earlier. That's the type of woman that you need to find for those who are not married. Those women, queens, princesses that are keeping the commandments. And queens, for the kings and the princes, you are to look for those who are keeping the commandments. And when I mean keeping them, I mean keeping them. Not just having an appearance and a countenance. No, they have proven themselves to you. As the Father said, prove a friend. And once we do that, things will get so much better. And not only that, but once we get into that mindset, and once we start creating the atmosphere for the Most High to return, then we can go home. Israel, I am so glad. That lesson there. We needed that. We needed that one right there, because not a lot of people talk about it. There's not enough talking about it. It's always pretty much one-sided, but this here tonight brought it from both sides. It's symbiotic. We got to make sure that we do this here together. Remember, one accord. We must do this here together, and we need to create an atmosphere of love. That is what we have to create. We must do it, because if we don't, we're going to be living just like the world. We're living like everybody else. People should be able to look at us as Israel and be like, oh man, I want that so bad. Even the other nations, they're supposed to be jealous about that. Like, oh, you know what? I wish I could have that, but I know I'm going to die, or I'm going to go into slavery. I'll never have it. I'll never have that. You should be able to attract the 2/3 and let them see that light. In all of this darkness, they should be able to see that light and be like, you know what? I want that. How do I get that? And then when they come to you asking questions, and especially because a lot of sisters ask questions, they do. And they come over and be like, how do I get that? And then one of you righteous sisters or one of you righteous brothers, you bring this word out to them, you show them. And now they want to change their life. That's what we have to do. And it's called love. And I love you, family. And we'll be back, God willing, next week, right here to join each other once again. And hopefully soon we'll have some more information about the Royal Gathering too. As Queen Tanya called it, the Love Gathering. I love that when she said that. And it was actually a typo. We was like, oh, this works. The Love Gathering. I love that one. We're going to keep it. And here it is. So, family, get out there with your families. Love each other. Bring this word out to each other. And always remember, give the most highest praise in all things. And with that being said, Israel, I love you. I'm out.